What if I told you the man who gave us Smack That also tried to smack together an entire futuristic city and somehow sold Africa on the idea? Yep, Akon didn't just make hits. He tried to make Wakanda real. Except, instead of a glowing utopia, all we got was an expensive dirt field and broken dreams. Welcome to the wild story of how Akon sold Africa. 1. The $6 billion dream that looked like a Marvel movie. So picture this, Senegal, 2020. Akon stands proudly holding a blueprint worth $6 billion. He calls it Akon City, a high-tech, eco-friendly paradise powered by good vibes and better Wi-Fi. Skyscrapers, shopping malls, floating hotels. It was like Black Panther meets SimCity, except this time, it's real. Even the Senegalese government handed him 2,000 acres of land, like, sure, build Wakanda, why not? The media loved it. Investors loved it. 2. The money plan, or lack thereof. Here's where it gets interesting. Akon wasn't footing the bill himself. Nope. He had a US-based firm called KE International handling the project, and they claimed to have $4 billion ready to go. The lead investor? A Kenyan businessman named Julius Mwal. Sounds legit, right? Well, Mwal's past includes unfinished projects and unpaid bills. Red flag number 1. But Akon had a backup plan, his very own cryptocurrency called Acoin. Because why use boring, stable money when you can build your city on crypto volatility? And that's when things started smelling less like innovation and more like financial fantasy. 3. Acoin. The currency that couldn't all right. Let's talk about Acoin, Akon's grand financial revolution that promised to save Africa, using blockchain. Yep, Akon didn't just want to build a city, he wanted to create its own money. Because apparently, when you've gone platinum, fiat currency just feels too basic. His pitch? Simple. Forget unstable African currencies. Forget corruption. He'd make a digital coin that would free Africa and unify the economy. Basically, the kryptonite for corruption, except it turned out more like kryptonite for your wallet. He launched Acoin in 2020, right in the middle of the crypto boom. Bitcoin was soaring, Dogecoin was barking, and everyone thought they'd retire at 25. So people jumped in, not just crypto bros, but regular folks across Africa who actually believed Akon was bringing change. And for a minute, it worked. Acoin shot up to 58 cents in early 2021. Investors were popping champagne. Twitter was screaming, Wakanda forever, but make it blockchain. But then reality hit harder than an unpaid concert bill. By 2022, the price started nosediving. By 2024, it was worth 3 cents. That's right, if you invested $1,000, you'd now have enough for a bottle of water. Maybe. And here's where it gets darker. Akon City's funding was literally tied to Acoin's success. The plan was, people buy the coin, the money funds construction, everyone wins. But when Acoin crashed, the entire city's financial foundation just evaporated. So the future currency of Africa became another digital tombstone in the crypto graveyard. Investors begged for refunds. Some said they were promised tokens of appreciation that would later turn into Acoin. 4. The collapse of a dream, or a PR mirage. Okay, let's fast forward a few years after the flashy press conferences, the Wakanda-level promises, and the media hype that had everyone convinced Akon was Africa's Elon Musk. What happened next? Well, the $6 billion futuristic city turned into a $6 billion ghost town. Seriously, if you Google Akon City right now, you'll find a few dusty roads, some bulldozers taking a permanent nap, and one sad-looking foundation stone that's basically the Eiffel Tower of disappointment. Remember all those promises? Skyscrapers, shopping malls, luxury hotels, schools, hospitals, all supposed to be ready by now. Instead, the only thing that got built was hope and regret. Let's break down this slow-motion collapse like a bad reality show. 2020, Akon lays the foundation stone with Senegal's government watching proudly. cameras flash, hype builds. The future looks bright. 2022. Still nothing significant. But hey, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? 2023. Only a half-finished welcome center appears. Which is ironic, because no one's actually being welcomed. 2024. The land looks exactly the same. Except now, there's pressure. And that pressure came from SAPCO, Senegal's tourism agency. The same people who originally handed Akon the land. They finally said, "All right, man, it's been 4 years. Where's the city?" Then issued a formal warning. If construction didn't start by July 2024, they'd take the land back. Translation: you had one job, Akon. Now, people began asking the big question: where did all the money go? Investors were expecting progress. Instead, they got excuses. Akon blamed COVID-19, supply chain issues, and partnership delays. The unholy trinity of every failed startup ever. But critics weren't buying it. They accused him of running what looked suspiciously like a Ponzi scheme, where early investors were paid off with money from new ones, giving the illusion of progress. Sound familiar? Yeah, Fire Festival would like a word. At this point, even loyal fans started to wonder if Akon City was less about innovation and more about image management, a PR move that spiraled out of control. Because let's be real, the city had more renderings than reality, more concept art than construction, and more buzzwords than blueprints. And while Akon claimed the delays were just temporary setbacks, the project quietly flatlined. No workers, no cranes, no groundbreaking, unless you count the ground already broken from 2020. To make it worse, people who had donated or bought Acoin felt betrayed. Some had invested their personal savings, believing they were funding Africa's future. Instead, they funded a PowerPoint presentation. And through it all, Akon insisted the dream was still alive. 5. Akon's not the only one. Remember the Fire Festival? That luxury island experience that turned out to be a camping trip with cheese sandwiches? Or the wave of celebrity NFTs that lost more value than a used fidget spinner? Yeah. Akon City fits right in that club of overhyped celebrity projects that sound revolutionary until you read the fine print. Even Idris Elba is now trying to build a smart city in Sierra Leone. Like, did everyone just watch Black Panther and think, yeah, I can do that? The truth is, we keep falling for these celebrity savior dreams because they feed our hope. They make us believe in something bigger. And who doesn't want to be part of the next Wakanda? But if there's one thing Akon City taught us, it's that a good heart doesn't always build good cities. 6. The reality check. To be fair, Akon's intentions might have been genuine. He brought electricity to millions through Akon Lighting Africa. That's real impact. But somewhere between changing the world and launching a crypto city, he became a symbol of over-promised dreams. Because, let's be honest, $6 billion isn't building Wakanda. Saudi Arabia's The Line City is over $200 billion, and they haven't even finished the bathrooms yet. So either Akon was dreaming way too big, or he really did sell Africa on a fantasy. 7. The final note. Maybe Akon isn't a villain. Maybe he's just the world's most ambitious optimist, a man who thought hope could outbuild hard math. But whether it was a vision or a con, one thing's clear. Akon City became a cautionary tale wrapped in a catchy beat. So next time a celebrity promises to build a paradise, maybe just buy the album, not the crypto. So what do you think? Was Akon a dreamer or a scammer? Drop your take in the comments below, because this story deserves a real verdict. And if you love uncovering the beautiful disasters behind celebrity headlines, hit that subscribe button before someone tries to sell you a city too.